Well, Alex, it is late, it is cold, but just look at how many fans have stayed out. How special was it to get the win tonight in front of all of these guys?
It was so incredible. This is my first time in India, so thank you.
Alex stepped onto Stadium 3 at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, radiating the quiet assurance of a rising talent who has spent years prepping for this exact spotlight. Across the net stood Dayana Yastremska, one of the tour's most explosive hitters, known for her heavy baseline power and knack for ending points with crushing winners. As soon as the first ball was struck, the clash of opposing philosophies became the narrative of the afternoon. Yastremska's game is fueled by high-risk aggression, massive forehands, and fearless striking that generates highlight reel winners but risks spraying errors under stress. In contrast, Alex has earned a reputation as a cerebral competitor, blending speed, patience, and tactical grit to dismantle rivals in deep waters. This collision of styles delivered the exact brand of drama tennis junkies crave, focusing on strategy and guts rather than just raw power. That dynamic is crucial on the gritty hard courts of Indian Wells, where grinding it out often matters just as much as swinging for the fences. From the jump, neither woman backed down. Yastremska stepped in to bully the baseline, firing heavy shots deep into the corners and making Alex cover miles of court in the early goings. But Alex handled the heat with poise, digging out balls that looked like sure winners and extending the exchanges until the Ukrainian star was forced to hit just one more shot. In the pros, that extra ball is usually where the cracks appear, as aggressive hitters love quick points, but often unravel when the rally drags on. Alex read the situation perfectly, using her wheels and defensive skills to turn this into a marathon rather than a sprint, forcing Yastremska to overthink every swing instead of just blasting away. That tactical adjustment changed the flow of the first set, with the rallies getting stickier, as Alex mixed in high loops and sharp angles to drag her opponent out of position. Still, the Ukrainian had her moments, ripping huge forehands that reminded the crowd why she remained such a lethal offensive threat. The scoreboard showed just how tight it was, with both players scrapping through service games loaded with momentum shifts and tension. It was the type of tennis where the fans gasped at every defensive slide and painted line. As the set reached the business end, Alex's patience started paying dividends because the extended rallies began drawing errors from Yastremska, whose go-for-broke style naturally leads to both brilliance and blunders. The match stats told the story, while aggressive play worked in bursts. It also gave Alex openings to break through whenever the exchange went over 10 shots. That edge helped Alex nose ahead, taking the first set 7-5 after an hour of grueling warfare, where every game felt like a siege. It was a set defined not just by ball striking, but by smart choices and the mental toughness to stay cool in the fire. Bagging that opener was huge psychologically, because it proved that her game plan of patience and defensive resilience was working. However, the match was far from done. Yastremska came out swinging in the second, ramping up the pace and pounding Alex's second serve at every chance. For a minute, it looked like the tide might turn dramatically as she pinned Alex way behind the baseline, trying to end points early. But Alex showed the composure that makes her such an exciting prospect, refusing to panic and using her court sense to absorb the power, redirecting the ball to make Yastremska work for every point. All that running slowly sapped the energy from the rallies while piling the psychological pressure on the Ukrainian star. Every time she thought she had a winner, Alex was there to send it back, sliding across the court with serious speed to keep the point alive one more time. That brick wall defense frustrated Yastremska, baiting her into attempting even riskier shots. Those errors became pivotal turning points in key games, where Alex seized the moment to keep the set within striking distance. As the second set wound down, it evolved into a fascinating chess match where Alex mixed defense with sudden strikes coming to the net whenever she saw an opening. It kept Yastremska guessing, preventing her from ever settling into a comfortable groove. Balancing caution with opportunistic attacks allowed Alex to stay in the driver's seat even when the physical toll mounted. Then came the sequence that would blow up on social media, becoming one of the most shared highlights of the whole tournament. A rally that perfectly illustrated the wild unpredictability of tennis and the crazy instincts these athletes possess. Deep in the match, during a long exchange, Yastremska crushed a ball into the corner, sending Alex into a desperate sprint just to keep the play alive. As Alex lunged, her momentum carried her forward so violently that the racket flew out of her hand right as she made contact, sending the racket spinning while the ball floated back over the net. For a split second, it looked like the point was dead since losing your gear usually means losing control of the shot. But the hit was timed perfectly, and the ball dropped in on Yastremska's side at an angle she couldn't touch. The stadium went dead silent before exploding into cheers as everyone realized Alex had somehow won the point while her racket was flying through the air. It was such a bizarre and dramatic moment that even the players looked momentarily shocked by the result. Cameras caught Alex grinning in disbelief as she picked up her gear while the crowd buzzed, knowing they had just seen one of those rare plays that make the highlight reels forever. While it looked like a fluke, it underscored the relentless hustle that defined Alex's day. That shot only happened because she refused to quit on the rally despite being pulled off the court. That refusal to surrender was the symbol of her entire strategy, chasing down every ball and forcing her opponent to hit one extra shot until a window opened. After that magic trick, the energy in the stadium shifted hard to Alex's side, with the crowd sensing the match was heading for a memorable finish. Alex responded by staying locked in, sticking to the blueprint of deep returns and consistent grinding, only attacking when Yastremska left a gap. The numbers backed it up, showing Alex balanced solid serving with effective returns, converting breakpoints while limiting the damage from Yastremska's power game. That strategic consistency guided the match to its end as Alex secured the straight sets victory, showing off not just technique, but the tennis IQ needed to take down a dangerous hitter on a major stage. This win meant more than just the score. It highlighted the rise of a young player climbing the rankings, or gaining belief against top-tier talent while reminding the world how a single wild rally can capture the imagination of millions. For Alex, the victory was another big step in a career showing massive promise, reinforcing the idea that her mix of speed, grit, and smarts will make her a serious threat at the majors in the coming years. For Yastremska, it was a reminder of the risks that come with a power game. It can dominate when the timing is on, but it leaves you exposed against a defender willing to absorb the heat and wait for the perfect moment to strike. That push and pull between raw aggression and waiting for the right moment really defined the narrative of this whole face-off at Indian Wells. Every exchange felt like a grueling mental battle, peaking with that wild split second when Alex actually dropped her racket, but the shot still found a way to land fair. It was a scene that embodied the soul of tennis, where hustle and a lucky break create moments we will replay forever. Ensuring this dramatic win over Dayana isn't just about the final score, but that insane point that stunned the crowd and proved why Alex is still the most exciting player to watch.